So you're full of tacos, eh?
Oh man, and ice cream. So like, if I go link dead, just know that I've shit myself and died.
I would say you're like Phoenix's like worst and best nightmare all at the same time.
I'm Captain Vinzer Flynn, and you're listening to Shitfaced in Hyperspace.
So let's see. Varen is lying down sleeping off a migraine. Juice is in the middle of who the hell knows where.
Bermuda Triangle.
I just opened Facebook while we were waiting, and the first thing that popped up, circuses struggling to find new clowns as top prospects continue to go into politics.
They're not wrong.
And my notes for tonight has the word reboot in a lot of it.
Too many reboots.
Seems like there's a lot of reboots going on. I just heard today about Battlestar Galactica's supposed to be rebooting. Then they said, no, it's not a reboot, but it's in the, I don't know, tradition of the show. I don't know what the fuck that means.
The Princess Bride is supposed to have a remake.
Are you serious?
That's a rumor, at least.
Man, they are out of ideas.
Seriously. Well, this is what I posted this on McCluskey's Facebook the other day. He posted that, I don't know, some movie that came out this weekend bombed horribly. And I'm like, this is why you see everything as a reboot or an existing franchise, or them like Necro resurrecting a long dead franchise, is because Hollywood is so risk adverse right now that they're only putting bets on things that they think already have a built-in audience that will come see it. Original stuff isn't making any money anymore.
It's so true. I'm being a 90s weirdo. I was a big fan of Point Break, the movie with Keanu Reeves and fucking Patrick Swayze. And remember when they rebooted that? Me neither, because I didn't even see it. It was so bad I didn't even go see it.
They actually did reboot that, did they?
Yeah, they made a new one. I didn't even see it.
So of course we've got new Mandalorian stuff to talk about, or some new tidbits, but I saw today Jon Favreau wants to make a new Star Wars holiday special.
No. Just no.
All I know about the new stuff for Mandalorian is that he didn't know he was going to play the Mandalorian. He thought he was going to be Boba Fett.
Who, Pedro Pascal?
Yeah.
Oh really? I hadn't heard that. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, when he originally went in to read for the part and all that, he thought he was going to be Boba Fett. And was it Favreau or somebody else there? It's like, no, you're playing the Mandalorian. It's like, yeah, but isn't Boba Fett the Mandalorian? It's like, no, he's a Mandalorian. You're going to be Mandalorian.
You are the Mandalorian.
Yeah, we don't even know the character's name yet, or if they're even going to tell us.
I'm still super stoked. And I'm still really stoked because Filoni said that they're putting somebody live action in. Sorry, somebody who had never appeared in a live action before into the show. So I'm always curious to see who that's going to be.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard that. You mean like someone from Rebels or something could show up?
Rebels or Clone Wars, I think he said, yeah. So, I mean, it could be a major character, but it could also be a throw-off from, season 1, episode 2, one-off dumb character type thing. So I have hopes and stuff, but, check those hopes.
Manage our expectations.
We might see some other Mandos. What were they called? Those?
The Death Watch?
Yeah, that was it.
I hate the Death Watch.
Yes, we could see Pre Vizsla or whoever. I don't remember who's still alive. I don't remember who Maul kills at the end of Clone Wars.
I would hope that, maybe it'd be like an older Rex because Tamir Morrison's the right age and shit, but it'll probably be somebody like Hondo.
Well, I was hoping for maybe like Cad Bane, or maybe Katie Sackhoff could be, what's her face?
Bo-Katan, yeah, that would be cool.
Or hell, maybe it's Sabine.
God, they would never give us something so awesome.
It is Favreau we're talking about,
I know, and he's like a fan. He loves the shit.
which is why I'm definitely more excited about this than most other Star Wars projects.
Dare I hope that he could, you know, what he said the other day about you're asking the right questions, and I don't want to spoil anything when someone was asking about the potential of Mara Jade showing up.
Yeah, I saw that. And then I saw some more articles about it, but they looked like all pretty clickbaity, so I don't really have much faith in them.
So what other tidbits have I gleaned the last couple weeks? It says the Mandalorian is going to be going after a particularly difficult prize, but they didn't give us anything else.
I still feel from the trailer and some of the speculation I've seen about the characters that he's going to be either used by one Imperial to hunt down another Imperial. Because we saw the extended footage with the chunk of Mandalorian iron, right? So that's a pretty big prize.
So Giancarlo Esposito, Gus Fring from Breaking Bad, he's playing Moff Gideon, who still has control of a territory and the Death Troopers and stuff. And I love that he's going to be like an Imperial bad guy because he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and they seem to be in good condition too. Like a lot of their armor shiny and all that, whereas most of the stormtroopers we see are all dirty looking. I guess there's a second person running it. In the trailer, we see some guy with an Imperial medallion around his neck. I'm just scrolling through. Here's some D&D funniness, fifth ed funniness. A female dragonborn paladin with the noble background is the ultimate switch. She could be the knight, the princess, or the dragon as circumstances require.
Nice.
Yeah, imagine a scenario where through a series of misunderstandings, she's hired to rescue herself from herself.
So another Disney Plus rumor I've heard, and this is just a rumor that was bouncing around on Reddit today, rumored Solo spinoff for Disney Plus. Would we watch that? I think so.
Hell yes. Whether it was either about A, Solo and Chewie doing everything leading up to A New Hope, or B, whether it's Kira running her Shadow Empire or whatever the hell it's called, I would watch both of those things.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of the people were saying is like, yeah, I'd like to see more about Kira and Maul. Like, yeah, like there's no aspect of that movie where I would not want to watch more about it in a show.
Exactly. I think so. My hope is that The Mandalorian is massively successful and Lucasfilm/Disney explores more live action Star Wars TV shows as opposed to movies.
Well, that's the direction they went in after Solo didn't really do that great money wise at the box office. They started turning to TV, and the way The Mandalorian's shaping up, I think that might be the way to go. And with Ewan McGregor coming back to do Kenobi, like I'm hoping we get Star Wars shows till our fucking eyeballs fall out.
My eyeballs, they have fled me.
I'm still just super stoked, and we're less than 2 months away now, so that's even better.
So The Mandalorian's going to be released when Disney Plus gets released, right?
Yeah, I think they launch on the same day, November 12th.
But the episodes are going to be weekly released, not binge all at once like Netflix, which will be good for the podcast.
Totally. And from a Disney perspective, right, it's going to keep people subscribed for longer.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. I even hear Netflix is potentially going to no longer release the entire season in one go.
Yeah, because they get their, like, people just binge it and then they just stop, right? So from a revenue perspective, the longer you spread out the thing that people want to watch, the longer people have to stay subscribed and the longer you make money off of them.
I'd be okay with them going to a weekly thing, honestly.
It definitely gives you something to look forward to, right?
But you could still watch it on your own timetable. You wouldn't have to be like, oh, it's 9 o'clock Sunday, I have to be at the TV. You can be like, I'll watch it tomorrow.
Exactly. It's kind of the best of both worlds. What do we have next on your list of topics there?
Let's see. Picard Season 1 finished filming.
Hurrah! When does that launch?
I have no idea. That'll be on, what, the CBS streaming service, right? Streaming service number 84, whatever the fuck they are now.
That's not actually its name, or are you just being funny?
I'm just making fun of how there's going to be a lot of streaming services that are already here and will be here.
So Wikipedia says early 2020.
Oh, that's sooner than I expected.
So that means we'll get
Wow.
The Mandalorian, and then we'll get Rise of Skywalker, and then we'll go into hopefully both this and the new season of Clone Wars.
So I typed in Picard launch, and I got Captain Picard's Star Trek wine launches in the U.S.
Interesting.
Well, that makes sense. He works at a vineyard, right?
Yeah, the Chateau Picard Bordeaux. Oh my God, the bottle, it looks super freaking cool. It's, I want to say square, but it tapers at the bottom to the top. So it's sort of got like a silhouette kind of thing. And its shoulders down to feet, and then a neck for the bottle, but it's got the Starfleet symbol. It's got the Federation Starfleet symbol on the cap. Federation symbol, which is the laurel wreath around the stars, in the top of the bottle, right where before it narrows back to the neck. It says Special Reserve. It's beautiful looking.
It's not shaped like Picard in uniform, is it?
Almost is. You look at it, you can see like that's sort of a silhouette of person, straight faced, whose shoulders are obviously wider than their stance.
Another drink, Admiral? Make it so.
Yeah, I have no idea if it's any good, but it looks cool.
It could be shit. We drink it.
Replicator, wine, red, full-bodied.
So I wasn't sure about it, but after hearing about his terrible anxiety about returning to acting, Jonathan Frakes is going to be in Picard.
That's awesome. I wonder if that's why he had to bail on CaperCon.
I don't know. That very well might be. That was a recent article too, saying how he says, I haven't acted in like 18 years. He was super anxious about it.
He also definitely doesn't look the same as he did when TNG aired.
This is true, unlike Patrick Stewart, who's clearly immortal.
Yeah, right up there with you and Merida.
May not look it, but we feel it.
Merida says it's true. You have meetings. Still super pumped. Maybe Riker will be if Picard's like the season finale episode, Riker like swoops out of nowhere and saves his butt or something.
I'm wondering if Picard is acting outside the law. Is Riker going to be the guy they send to bring him in? Like it's, captain of the Titan or whatever he's captain.
It's definitely possible.
And I guess Troy's going to be in it too, because he mentioned Marina Sirtis in the same article.
Well, I mean, if you're getting it one, you might as well trot all the ones out who are willing.
And we know Brent Spiner's going to be in it. I haven't heard of anyone else, but I haven't really been paying attention either.
Well, I mean, short...
Next Generation, because we know 709's in it.
Yep.
Yeah. So, like, short of LeVar Burton and Michael Dorn, like, they pretty much got just about everybody. Oh, maybe except for Crusher, I suppose. Gates.
She's immortal too. They might as well get her in.
Yeah.
Good evening, Weewick. Okay, here's one other thing on my list is the Black Widow movie. The other day they said that Robert Downey Jr. is going to appear in it, but it's not new footage. It's just a deleted scene from Civil War.
So it's not something new he filmed.
Womp womp.
They're just adapting something.
Yeah, it's after Civil War. It's somebody said it's something about Tony advising Natasha to run and go join the Secret Avengers kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not new. Robert didn't come back to do anything new.
I think it's interesting too that everybody was hoping for the Red Room, sort of like her origin story almost, that they're going with the events occurring after Civil War. Still, that'll be an interesting one to see, and means it'll be easier for her to fit into the role.
I think it might have been you, Cryous, that brought it up that there's several people listed in the credits as Black Widow. So I'm guessing they send people to kill her or something?
I'm not sure if it was me, but I definitely remember us bringing it up last time. So I can only assume, and from what Merida has mentioned, because she's a bigger Black Widow fan than I am, that there are multiple Black Widows at any given time. So maybe, Natasha defects from the Russian government, and then the Russian government, once all of her details are spilled out at the end of Captain America 2, Winter Soldier, after, they spill all of the S.H.I.E.L.D. secrets, the Ruskies send the rest of the Black Widows after Romanoff to take her out.
I know there are 2 other women from the Red Room that are going to be in the movie.
Yep, they're listed as Black Widow. I'm very curious to see this story now. Before they confirmed that it was a deleted scene, of course, all the neckbeards on the internet were like, oh yeah, no one would watch this movie otherwise. They had to put Iron Man in. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I agree.
It's a nice play of the game you got there with Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, I was actually getting work done today. I said, yeah, take a little Mystery Heroes break, and I got Hammond and I cleaned up.
Yo, what's up?
Hello, Weewick.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
What's all this shit about the Red?
Black Widow movie, maybe.
Get your mind away from 50 Shades.
I know what the Red Room is. I've been there many times.
So I guess you didn't get to DragonCon this year, eh, Weewick?
No, I'm going to AWA.
What the hell is that?
Anime Weekend Atlanta. It's on Halloween.
I guess I can tell you now because it's over, but there was like 6 Flynns at DragonCon this year.
What?
Yeah. I want to get Ragnarok in here for his post-DragonCon breakdown. Well, you've been to DragonCon, Carmine.
Yeah, DragonCon was awesome.
How
I'm sure they have plenty of stories. They went more prepared. They had a reconned in advance because they knew about the underwear parties and the bunny party and all the other shit that goes on. Well, I had no idea what I was getting into until I got there, and I'm seeing people walking around the street with bottles of liquor and drinks. And I stopped one person, said, so liquor laws in the States or in this state are a little looser. And they said, no, it's DragonCon. And the police just cordon off the 5-block radius and just let us go wild.
Quarantine the nerds.
Rowdy. Yeah, pretty much. They're just like, yeah, have fun. You bring in a ton of money to the city, so just don't fuck anything up and we won't have to get angry.
Every time I see pictures, it just looks intimidatingly large.
It is pretty extremely huge, but at the same time, it's like over 5 different hotels and a mini mall or something like this. Still packed to the gills, though.
That's one of the reasons I wanted Ragnarok to be in one of these more recent podcasts, because I wanted to ask him his impressions, having just gotten back. And I'll ask you, Carmine, like, as far as fun stacks up, do you prefer something giant like DragonCon or something more home ice like HalCon, the smaller ones?
See, DragonCon was a lot of fun, and I think because of the sheer amount of people and I don't know, it's well established, it goes longer. I've also done C2E2, the one in Chicago.
Right.
And I definitely prefer HalCon over the Chicago one, but the DragonCon one is such a party. It's really a different atmosphere. You can't compare it to HalCon, because whereas HalCon's family friendly, DragonCon not as much, I guess. I mean, people running around in their underwear and there's open alcohol everywhere.
I would imagine it's very easy to get caught up in it, like a exciting tidal wave at DragonCon.
Yeah, and with the sheer number of people, you're always running into somebody that recognizes your costume too, right? So when you're dealing with 100,000 people versus 10,000 people.
The only thing I didn't like about large cons, like when Joey and I went to Denver or Fan Expo in Toronto, was like to get into a panel, like any panel, even like a small whatever panel, you still need to camp out for like half an hour beforehand, and it's not something I'm super fond of.
Yeah, but DragonCon isn't that. See, that's the problem. DragonCon is not like the other cons. It's more of a fan con like ours is run. The panels, some of them are easy to get into. I went to a couple of them that were well attended, 20, 30 people, but there was still plenty of room for people to get in. But the big things, like the big guests, like Patrick Stewart, when his panel, they had a huge lineup out the hall, even though there weren't supposed to be lineups in the hallways. So yeah, some of those ones you couldn't get into, but there was plenty of other things to do. I would definitely go again because I really enjoyed DragonCon.
I do want to go sometime and check it out. Like, my initial response is, the giant crowd might turn me off and stuff, but I think the way it seems to be set up pretty good and spread out, I think I might be okay. But I haven't been to a big con since friggin' Montreal like 7 years ago, but I don't know. For me, HalCon being home, we're treated pretty good here. We're kind of spoiled. Like, and we've done this, Carmine. If we get caught somewhere we're supposed to be, it's no big deal, right? Because everyone knows everybody. But if you got caught somewhere you weren't supposed to be in a big con, you'd probably get thrown out.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I hope I never wandered into areas I wasn't supposed to be. But there was just so much to do and see that it never really became an issue.
And because, from what I know, is that because DragonCon's in so many hotels, there's lots of private room parties and stuff that they just put notices up for, and people just show up.
Oh, right. The story we wanted to tell, which is absolutely true, is this was back when Galaxies was still going. I think he was going to DragonCon one weekend, and he said, and Tamir Morris and Jango Fett was going to be there, and he says, I'm going to get him to say hi to you, Vinzer. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, Weewook. And then he comes back Monday, and he's actually got a recording of him saying hi to Vinzer, and I was like, holy shit, he did it.
Yeah, besides the shit that I have to deal with, he was a cool guy.
I need to refill my rum. Give me a minute. I got this rum up in Sussex when I was up in the New Brunswick recently. It's a maple rum liqueur. I was telling Cryous about it the other night, and I looked it up. It's 30% alcohol.
I got some rum of my own that I'm chilling for when I meet up with people for my 35th birthday.
You don't drink, Weewick?
Nope, I make my own.
You make your own rum?
Yep.
First you go blind, then you die. Thanks for joining us on the Bridge of the Blackjack this week, folks. We will be back in 2 weeks as we try to fill the void between now and when all the cool shows premiere. We are at Clan Flynn on Facebook and Twitter, and you can support this podcast on patreon.com/VinzerFlynn. See you guys in 2 weeks. Stay fresh, cheese bags.